Morning, y'all. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of turkey. Now, when you think turkey, some of you may think about that big, juicy piece of meat sitting on the dinner table at Thanksgiving that makes you pretty tired. However, not everybody thinks about turkey in the same way. So let's talk a little bit about turkey. So there's roughly 6 million turkeys in the North American continent, made up of roughly 4 subspecies, including the Osceola, which is in the Florida Peninsula. We've got the Rio Grandes, located in Texas and Oklahoma. We've got the Easterns that are located east of the Mississippi River. And we've also got the Marions, which are located on the western region near the Rocky Mountains. So we've also got a turkey season. So most turkey seasons across the nation go from the beginning of March till sometime at the end of April. The state of Alabama goes from March 15th to April 31st. The reason being is because this is the peak breeding season for turkeys. Just like everything else starts to grow, butterflies start flying around and everything and so forth. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the four main types of turkey calls. You've got a yelp, which means pretty much, where are you? You've got a cluck, which means, come here. You've got a putt, which is a really alarming sound. You don't like this. It's showing that there's a threat in the area. You've also got a gobble, which is when a gobbler wants to establish dominance and also attract those female hens.
So as most of you already know, Eric and I are very passionate about turkey hunting. There's several life lessons that we've learned from hunting these wise birds over the years. A few that we want to talk about today are communication, strategy, and talking to women. So first off, communication. Turkeys have a very small vocabulary, so they have to be very particular about when they say things and, more importantly, how they say it. So, for example, you don't want to confuse a gobble with an alarmed putt. Just very different calls. It'd be similar to trying to tell a girl she's pretty, but actually saying she should run away. Next, we have strategy. So, in the video about to show behind me, we have 3 toms just strutting their stuff, trying to impress this hen. Obviously, the hen's just constantly walking away, so this isn't working. You know, she's not giving them the time of day. The biggest problem we see here is the 3 toms. They're giving me off these stalker vibes. I mean, nobody wants a guy being all clingy. Next, we have talking to women. So a wise tom is very effective with talking to hens. He starts off the morning gobbling on the limb to locate them, similar to how Mitch and D'Amico go to Innisfree and Moe's looking for that right lady. Then he sits back and he struts, letting her know he's interested, same as giving the smile and wink combo from across the bar. Then he flies down. Like I said, he's strutting around. He usually waits for the hen to yelp before he gobbles, just making sure that she's interested before he engages. And then lastly, the hen finally comes to her senses and approaches the gobbler. So now, me and Eric are going to put together a series of turkey calls to kind of give you a real life situation of what it looks like in the field. I'm going to be the hunter and Eric the gobbler.
Right, thank you for that. We're going to talk about some characteristics of turkey. So the first thing I'm talking about is eating turkey. So this is actually for the alpha in the room right here for you, Mitch. There's 32 grams of protein in every 4 ounces of turkey. I mean, that is some real alpha meat. That's some protein right there. There's also some minerals, niacin and selenium. Niacin is going to help raise your good cholesterol, lower your bad cholesterol. Selenium eradicates the free radicals in your body, actually. So that's cancer-causing stuff. We're going to talk about cooking turkey. So the most important part of cooking the turkey is actually before you cook it at all. You're going to need to thaw that turkey out for about 24 hours for every 5 pounds of turkey you have. So 15 pounds of turkey, you got 72 hours. Your grandma's going to have to thaw that thing out for 72 hours to get that right. Then the best way to cook a turkey is actually baking it in the oven. You can also fry it, which has been really popular recently. We're going to talk about calling people turkey. So they've done turkey calls, right? Now I can call you a turkey, and that actually arose from Broadway. So in Broadway, bad plays were known as turkeys. They were bad. They got bad reviews. They had bad actors, whatever. They were called turkeys. And they also got popular in the movie Semi-Pro when people got called jive turkeys. That actually arose with a gunfight afterwards. So if you don't want to call anybody a jive turkey, just call them something else instead. There's also talk about Thanksgiving. So I'm going to ruin your childhood a little bit. In 1621, the first Thanksgiving didn't even have turkeys. They had passenger pigeons and pheasants. They also had venison from the Indians, and they had some corn and put it in porridge form. Thanksgiving came around in 1863 by Abraham Lincoln. and that's when it was first a national holiday. We're talking about NFL on Thanksgiving. So they play 3 football games on Thanksgiving in the NFL. One hosted by the Cowboys, one by the Detroit Lions, and another rotating game, just another team hosted. This has been around since the NFL's inception in 1920, and the MVP for the Fox games is known as the Galloping Gobbler, and on NBC, as you can see behind me, they give him free turkey legs, and Vince Wilfork went ahead and had his on that day, so that was fun for him.
So, as some of you may already know, Turkey is also a country. It's actually the 6th most visited country in the world, and we have many awesome things that come from Turkey. One of which is Santa Claus. So, for those of you that have thought him to be a fat white guy this whole time, he's actually Arab and he has a black beard. So, Grand Bazaar, it's also in Istanbul, Turkey. It was the #1 main attraction in 2014. With 91 million people having visited it, with 3,000 shops and 330,000 square feet of shopping space. This would be an awesome place to go visit. Salt Bae, you guys probably already know him from Instagram and Twitter. He's known for salting his steaks with passion, like so. And he's a dishwasher turned chef and has a bunch of chain restaurants, and he doesn't serve any turkey on the menu. So, for those of you who have thought turkey to come from Turkey, that's actually a mistake. The Europeans, or the drive turkeys that found the New World, mistaken the guinea fowl for the they mistaken the turkey for the guinea fowl that the Ottomans imported into Europe. Now we're going to show you all a little bit of a video on how turkeys communicate. Come on.
The moral of the story is turkeys really just want to be talked to.
Thank you.